There was a time when respect between men and women wasn't something you had to earn with a speech. It was simply built into how we treated each other. But in modern America, that's changed. Today, the idea of respect has become conditional, negotiable, and in many ways, extinct. And the truth that few are willing to say out loud is that women's respect for men, genuine, instinctive, admiration-based respect, is dying. This isn't an attack. It's an observation of what's really happening between genders. Because what killed women's respect for men in modern America wasn't one event. It was a slow, cultural erosion of values, polarity, and purpose. For decades, the message to women has been, "You don't need a man." And for decades, the message to men has been, "You're the problem." So now, we're left with two genders that no longer trust each other. Women who see men as threats or disappointments, and men who see women as ungrateful or impossible to please. Respect can't survive in that climate. It needs admiration, polarity, and mutual purpose. And all three are gone. The first killer of respect was confusion. We live in an era that blurred the lines of masculine and feminine energy until nobody knows what to expect from each other. Men used to be defined by direction, protection, and discipline, the kind of quiet strength that gave women emotional safety. But now, strength is treated as aggression, leadership as control, and confidence as arrogance. Men are walking on eggshells, afraid to offend or take initiative, while women are told that independence equals superiority. But here's the paradox. Women still want to feel protected, still crave emotional leadership, still admire competence and decisiveness. That hasn't changed biologically or emotionally. What's changed is how culture frames those desires. A woman who admits she wants a strong man is accused of weakness. A man who tries to lead is accused of toxicity. So both genders repress what they naturally are. And the chemistry that once created respect and attraction turns into confusion and resentment. The second killer was social media. We can't ignore what Instagram, TikTok, and dating apps did to perception. These platforms turned relationships into performance art. Women are constantly bombarded with highlight reels of men richer, fitter, and more charismatic than the one next to them. Men are constantly comparing women through filters and fantasy. The result? Nobody feels lucky to have anyone. The abundance illusion killed gratitude. And when gratitude dies, respect follows. How can a woman respect a man when her phone reminds her every day that there's someone out there with a better lifestyle, a better jawline, or a blue checkmark? How can a man feel confident when he's told every minute that his effort doesn't measure up to an algorithm? Respect used to be built in the small, real things. How a man carries himself, how he listens, how he protects. But the digital world replaced that with superficial metrics. We don't see men anymore, we see numbers, followers, aesthetics. The masculine spirit can't compete with a feed designed to sell illusions. The third killer was cultural messaging. For 50 years, movies, shows, and media have painted the average man as a bumbling fool. Lazy, unfaithful, emotionally unavailable, or downright useless. Fathers became punchlines. Husbands became villains. And young boys grew up watching men they were supposed to look up to become jokes. When you mock masculinity long enough, you destroy the reference point of respect. A generation of women grew up seeing men as emotionally weak, inconsistent, or disposable, and many of those women entered adulthood carrying that bias without realizing it. And on the other side, men started withdrawing. If every attempt to lead is criticized, eventually he stops trying. If every effort to provide is ignored, he stops offering. When admiration is punished, apathy takes its place. Women didn't stop respecting men overnight. They simply stopped seeing respectable men because the men stopped showing up in response to that rejection loop. Both sides lost faith in each other, and culture applauded the divide. The fourth killer was the economy of relationships. In modern America, everything has a price tag, even affection. We've turned dating into a marketplace and love into a contract. Conversations revolve around, what do you bring to the table, instead of, who are you becoming as a person? Men feel used for resources. Women feel used for validation. The exchange has become transactional, not emotional. A man who wants to lead is asked, "What do I get from following you?" A woman who wants security is accused of being materialistic. And underneath all of this is fear, fear of losing, fear of giving too much, fear of being taken advantage of. Fear and respect can't coexist. Real respect grows in trust, and trust grows in vulnerability. But vulnerability doesn't thrive in a world obsessed with leverage. We're negotiating love like it's business, and wondering why it feels so empty. The fifth killer was modern parenting and education. We told boys they didn't need to be men, we told them they just needed to be nice. But nice doesn't inspire respect. Discipline does. Direction does. Integrity does. A boy who never learns to face struggle, protect others, or hold his ground becomes a man who demands respect instead of earning it. Women can sense that immediately. They don't respect weakness disguised as kindness. They respect conviction mixed with humility. But society has raised men to avoid confrontation, to suppress emotion, to seek approval. And approval-seeking men are invisible to women. That invisibility turns into bitterness, and bitterness into disrespect. Meanwhile, many women were raised to chase perfection, career success, beauty, independence, and now they struggle to admire anyone who doesn't fit that impossible standard. We've built a system that punishes balance and rewards extremes. The result is exhausted women and emasculated men both pretending to be fulfilled while silently resenting the other. The sixth killer was the loss of gratitude. In older generations, women respected men for their sacrifices, working long hours, protecting families, enduring stress quietly. Those efforts were visible, valued, and appreciated. Today, those same traits are expected, not admired. Men are told that doing their duty isn't special, it's bare minimum. But gratitude is the soil in which respect grows. When appreciation disappears, effort follows. A man who feels unseen eventually stops showing up. And when he stops showing up, it confirms her belief that men aren't dependable, a cycle of mutual disappointment. The modern woman doesn't realize how much power she holds in admiration. A single, "I'm proud of you" from the right woman can move a man's entire world. But because the culture glorifies critique over encouragement, that phrase has become rare. Respect doesn't require worship, it requires acknowledgement. And acknowledgement has become a dying language. Finally, the last killer of women's respect for men in modern America was the absence of purpose. Men once had a clear role to build, protect, and provide. But in a society that worships comfort, those roles look outdated. Many men drift without direction, numbing themselves with entertainment, addiction, or avoidance. Women don't respect drift. They respect drive. Purpose is the foundation of masculine energy. Without it, even the most attractive man loses gravity. When women look around and see men who've lost their mission, who seek pleasure more than progress, the natural response isn't admiration, it's disappointment. And when disappointment becomes the default, respect becomes impossible. So what killed women's respect for men in modern America wasn't women hating men. It was men losing their identity, women losing their trust, and culture losing the bridge between them. We replaced admiration with comparison, replaced loyalty with options, replaced polarity with politics. And the saddest part? Both sides are suffering from it. Men feel unseen, women feel unled. Men crave admiration, women crave reassurance. We're speaking different emotional languages, and both think the other side is deaf. But the truth is, respect can be rebuilt not through blame, but through example. Men must become men worth respecting again, not loud, not dominant, but grounded, disciplined, self-directed. Women must relearn that admiration isn't weakness, it's recognition of value. Respect starts where ego ends. If you're a man watching this, stop waiting for validation and start becoming the kind of man who commands respect silently, through consistency, purpose, and calm strength. And if you're a woman watching, understand that genuine respect doesn't mean submission, it means alignment. The strongest women still crave strong men, not to control them, but to feel secure beside them. That's not regression, that's biology, balance, and truth. The death of respect wasn't inevitable. It was a choice. Millions of small choices that devalued gratitude, integrity, and leadership. But choices can change. The moment men rebuild themselves and women rediscover admiration, the cycle breaks. Respect isn't something society can legislate or cancel. It's something we cultivate in how we treat each other every day. This is Mendecoded, where we don't hate women, we don't shame men, and we don't sugarcoat truth. We decode it. And if you made it this far, I want to hear from you. Do you think respect between men and women can be rebuilt in America? Or is it gone for good? Drop your thoughts below. Not to argue, but to understand. Because maybe the real revolution isn't about power at all. Maybe it's about bringing back respect.